It's Off the Top Sports Talk.
Welcome to Off the Top Sports. My name is Adrian Gonzalez. To my left, we have Big House Josh. And to my right, we have the Big Cheeto, Brian Browsito. And since it's Eric Dickerson's birthday, we have Tom Bateman from Bring Back the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tom. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Awesome.
Great to have you in the house tonight, Tom.
Thanks.
Good stuff. Thanks for coming out.
See how energetic I am? I usually ask Josh and Brian how they're doing. And honestly, I don't care right now.
Yep, exactly. We got a good topic for tonight.
I'm a lifelong Rams fan, and this is really exciting to me. And I've been following you guys on Facebook, and every time you guys have a thing going on, I have work. So I spread the news, but I never get to go. Why don't you tell everyone about Bring Back the Los Angeles Rams, just quickly?
Well, we've been going strong since 2009, right when the talk of that there might be an NFL stadium in Los Angeles, and that just got us thinking. And that was originally the motivation that is like, if there is going to be NFL back in Los Angeles, that it should be the Rams.
Right. Yep.
And that was it was like there was no question that there's never been any idea of like any other team coming.
I was talking to this girl at my work today who's a freshman in college, and she's like, we had football in LA. And I'm like, yeah, 2 years before you were born, the Rams left us. So it was tough for me. I was a Raiders and a Rams fan, and when they play each other, I just kind of sit there and like, it's like watching brothers fight to me.
There was a lot of fighting going on. Yeah,
I heard a lot of stabbings.
And that was a crazy game to go watch. Much like the Charger-Raider game.
Speaking of Chargers-Raiders.
Yes.
What's your opinion on Chargers-Raiders?
I think that both teams should stay where they are. Their homes are in Oakland for 42 years, and in San Diego, the Chargers have been home there for 55 years.
Right.
I think moving them would be catastrophic to both franchises.
Everybody wants a piece of LA, right?
Everyone wants a piece of LA.
I think in the case of the Chargers and the Raiders, I mean, I think that's fool's gold. I don't think that they're the fit teams for LA. I don't think that they don't have what is needed to be a success.
And
in
then
LA.
you would have to change one of their divisions, and that's just missing with football history.
Yeah, you've got the Raiders and the Chargers have been part of. I mean, they were in the AFL Western Division from the beginning. The Chargers, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chiefs have been together since 1960.
Yep.
So that's the longest time that any group of teams has been together. And to remove them, that's tearing apart football history.
Yeah.
And you're moving conferences. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, that messes with all of NFL.
Yeah.
And you're breaking up rivalries that have been going on for more than 50 years.
That's my biggest take on it. Taking away the Raider-Bronco rivalry would just make me angry.
Right.
That's my favorite rivalry of
those
all my
rivalries.
team rivalries in all of sports. I love that rivalry. I mean, sometimes it's up and down. One team is bad, one team is good. But when that rivalry is right,
I
and
think
both
that
teams
gets lost.
are good.
I think it gets lost on this, that will take away from those rivalries that we've grown up watching our whole lives.
Now they'll throw us a bone and be like, okay, we'll throw them on the schedule maybe once every couple of years against each other. But no, you need a home and home for your rivals.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
It has to be that way.
Yep.
And if you're breaking it up, what are you breaking it up over? A
Right.
stadium?
Right.
You're just breaking over a
sales.
stadium.
And the Raiders making the same move. I mean, repeating the same move they made before. They came down from Oakland down to LA and trying to do it again. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. So, doesn't seem like NFL is that serious about Chargers Rams. How serious do you think either Stan Kroenke on a scale of 1 to 10? How I just totally messed myself up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious is Stan, and how serious the NFL?
Stan is I would on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
He's a 20.
In poker,
Nice.
he's all in.
Yeah,
Nice.
he is
Nice.
all in. His chips are all in. If you go there on Prairie and Century, right up there in Inglewood, the Earth is moving there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And all the preparation work. I mean, they can't officially say it, but they are doing all the preparation work for that stadium groundbreaking that's going to happen in mid-December. That stadium is going up.
That's
no
the
matter
thing
what.
is, he's funding that. That's the thing. People, they're not looking for funding for this. He's got it all done. He's going to have it done and ready to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's a perfect fit for the Rams to come back to Los Angeles.
Yep.
Yeah, he's doing it. There's no public money involved, and he's doing it on his own dime. The Chargers and Raiders, they're proposing mortgaging their life on with Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
We're talking about you're ripping away from fan bases that have been there for almost 100 years combined.
The Raiders brought to you by Goldman Sachs just doesn't sound right.
Yeah. And are the Raiders honestly going to draw 80,000 people to the stadium that they're going to build there in Inglewood? Or I'm sorry, they had I think their capacity was
Carson.
70,000.
Yeah.
I mean, they're barely able to draw 50,000 right now up in Oakland.
Right.
There'd be the first couple of games would probably be like that, and then it would wear off very quickly, I think, with the Raiders.
Yep.
Well, I think it's like when you hear people say the Raiders, Los Angeles Raiders, you either have a, oh God, please no, or you got, the Raiders do have their hardcore fan base. Right. But to be honest, a lot of people are scared of that, and just because it's like, that's not the group I want to hang around with.
Yeah, I can speak on that a little bit. Back in the 80s, my dad would take me when I was about 10, 11, 12 years old to see the Broncos, and I could see the fear in his face when I had my Elway jersey on, and he was like, "Don't say anything."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a rough market for them. It is.
And you watched that Ice Cube documentary on 30 for 30 that's straight out of LA. They're very honest about it.
Yep.
They created an image. Now, I actually went to my old high school, and I was giving out some Ram memorabilia, and an administrator told us, "Oh no, you can't give those out because they can't wear team gear." And I was shocked, and I'm thinking, well, who do we have to thank for that?
Yep.
The Raiders.
What team do we have to thank for that?
Well, that's another thing.
It
about
certainly
the
wasn't the Rams.
Another thing about the Rams
it's
is
the
that
Chiefs.
the Orange County base is going to be there as well as Los Angeles base. So that's going to be they're going to be a slam dunk with selling tickets.
And
They're going to have both avenues come in to watch the Rams. It's perfect.
And there's an old school fan base there too from
Exactly.
the Rams. I mean, my aunt and uncle have been here in Orange County since the early 70s, and they were devastated when the Rams left.
I
So-
was devastated as well. I haven't had a pro football team other than rooting for friends that have made it to NFL. Other than that, I've had that, and fantasy football has been my team. Because I didn't want to be a Rams fan in St. Louis.
Right.
Let St. Louis have them.
Right.
So that's why I'm eager to get them back. LA deserves a team back. It's been ridiculous. We've been out with them 20 years without a team here.
Right.
It's the
Now-
second biggest marketplace in the country.
My theory is, as much as I'm a Raiders fan and I would love to see more games of them, having the Chargers, having the Oakland where they are and the San Diego where they are, it works in their division.
Yeah.
Having the Rams in St. Louis sucks. Do you think if we bring back the Rams, or NFL brings back the Rams, that helps them get them division title?
Yeah, well, I think it creates a true NFC West.
Yep.
You have a straight shot up the 5 freeway to San Francisco. You take the 10 freeway to get to Phoenix, and then further up the coast to get up to Seattle.
Short
So
flight. to
logistically,
Seattle.
it's much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
People would go to those road games. I don't know many people in Seattle are going to go fly out to go to St. Louis, and I think the rivalry has suffered.
Right.
I think that now they're talking about the 49ers and the Seahawks being the rivalry, and I cannot believe it. It was and it's always been San Francisco versus LA.
Yep.
Joe Montana.
Joe
was my child.
Montana, Jerry Rice,
Yep.
those Monday night games I remember as a kid growing up. Eric Dickerson,
Right. Happy birthday.
Jim Everett.
And as much as they broke my heart in the 80s, because the 49ers were dominant, I would
good.
not trade that at all.
It was a great rivalry.
It's great to
It was
be
a great
part
one.
of. Yeah, exactly.
That being said, do you think Super Bowl 34 belongs to Los Angeles, or does it belong to St. Louis, or does it belong to all Rams fans?
It belongs to the Rams
Right.
organization. I think that obviously the fans in St. Louis can take that to heart and they can hold on to that. It's a great memory. It was just a great football story.
Right.
I'll admit I was not really following the Rams. I wasn't really following any NFL team at the time.
Oh, wow.
When the Rams left, I did not want to have anything to do with them. I didn't care. I just became very detached.
When the Rams left, we made sure we went and bought out everything that said Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
We bought a new flag for the Super Bowl, and we wanted everyone to know that I'm one of 6 boys in my family. We wanted to let everyone know that we never stopped being a fan, and it was tough because I was 15 when they left, and I outgrew all my LA gear and shoes and shirts. Boom, joke. And we have a pun jar. I don't know where it is today.
Well, the only benefit that came from that was that we had all the good games on TV back then, right? We get the best games because we didn't have a local team, right? Now with all the games, the packages and everything that's no longer a concern.
Right.
Bringing football back already, it's time.
Right.
We're the second biggest market. It's ridiculous. We don't have games here. We don't have a home team to cheer for in Los Angeles. The Rams make a perfect fit, like we said. These are great points you guys are bringing up.
Where can Rams fans go to watch every game?
Well, there's several Rams booster clubs already in Southern California. Beautiful. They've been here for years. Socal Rams Booster Club has the biggest gathering there over at Maggie's Pub in Santa Fe Springs.
Nice, I love that place.
Rams World Order. A lot of times they get together at Zendejas' restaurant in Tony Zendejas' restaurant up in San Dimas, former Rams kicker. There's a group called World Tour Rams. They actually bar hop around Southern California. They actually find out where the place where the opposing team is having their watch party, and they crash them. And it's all in good fun, but they go there, again, a different place every week, but they're there to show that, hey, the Rams fans are still here. They're still very large and prevalent here in Southern California.
Yep, representing. And that's what they would do, like you said. The games in Phoenix, there would be a ton of Rams fans making that drive over there.
I think the transition to cheering for the Rams is what makes them so much different than any other team that's been ever in the LA conversation, including expansion teams, is that you have 49 years of history that to build on. What we had 12,000 fans show up on the 2 days that they were at the Cowboys training camp. Cowboys training camp total was 60,000, like for the 18 days that they were there. 2 of those days, that was 1/5 of the entire attendance of that camp.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and I would say we outnumbered Cowboy fans 3-1.
I mean, plus Jeff Fisher's an old SoCal guy, You
I love Jeff.
He's one of the best coaches in the league consistently over the last 20 years. And he's a SoCal guy. I could see him being a great coach here and being super popular.
That would be awesome if the NFL says yes.
What happens? Get with it. Let's go.
What happens to bring back the Los Angeles Rams if the NFL says no?
Well, that's up to Mr. Kroenke, and I think that Mr. Kroenke is all in on Inglewood.
Absolutely.
He's building that stadium no matter what, and
he's no Georgia.
If it comes down to it, it's going to be we're going to move, and if you want to play the Rams, this is where we're going to be. We're going to be here in Inglewood.
Good.
And I don't think
there's going to be a lot of connecting flights.
I have no idea what goes into his decision making. I think he's a league guy. I think he wants to do what's best for the league, and what's best for the league is the Rams moving back to Los Angeles, and he's making a very strong case for that.
I also think the division rivals want him to be closer.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Jed York, we tweeted him one time. He had made mention of coming down to LA for a business trip, and I tweeted him back, and I said, "Don't you wish you could come back like once a year to play?" And he said, "Absolutely."
Oh, that'd be great.
And Pete Carroll is, still has a home right down here, with his USC roots. So, Richard Sherman is literally, a few miles away from the stadium in Inglewood. You don't think that he would want to play in front of his hometown?
Yeah, right.
And you think that all this, Clay Matthews, grew up in San Fernando Valley, went to SC. Yeah, maybe in a few years, he'll want to finish out his career. He bought Justin Bieber's home up in Calabasas, so you have a lot of connection here.
Carson Palmer.
SoCal
boy.
You've got
there's tons. It's limited. It's unlimited amount of talent
with
that's come out of SoCal
and Villa Park and Mater Dei and Garden Grove and all those teams just being so dominant right now. Who doesn't want to play in front of their hometown?
Right.
And if you have a chance to play with or against the Rams in front of your hometown and bring grandma to the game, do it. NFL, get on it. But what's next if NFL says yes? Are you? What's like
season tickets is what Rams? Next. That's what's
exactly.
Up. Season tickets for me.
Off the top press passes.
Exactly.
Do you take a break? Like, do you guys go on vacation and be like, we did it?
Oh, no. The real work begins.
That's what I was going to ask.
The real work.
The real work?
The real
Planning
work
the parties?
begins because it's, I mean,
The tailgate?
there will be one hell of a party. I can assure you.
And we will be there.
Cheerleader meet and greets.
Count
Yeah, and
you can count all 6 Gonzalez brothers. That's the only team we agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my brother, like, he lived in Minnesota for a little bit, so he's like, I'm a Vikings fan because my wife is, and I'm like, doesn't matter. But we've all been Rams fans. We all loved Jim Everett, and we all loved living so close to Anaheim Stadium when they played. Last question: how many season tickets are you going to have to buy? I mean, you look at. I mean, you were like the.
I'm definitely in for 2, but again, I'm just speaking for myself. I know I've told everyone. I say, and as we started the Bring Back the Los Angeles Rams movement. And people say, well, what can I do? And I say, well, first start saving money right now. Start saving money to get your season tickets because they're coming.
Well, yeah. Don't. And this is me speaking directly to you guys. Don't start rooting for the Rams to come back and then leave an empty stadium.
No, I don't
think that would happen. I think that would be such a hot ticket right off the bat.
Right. Do you think it's comparable to Browns coming back? As far as like how quickly season tickets were sold out?
Yeah, I think that the Rams would do very well.
They'll sell out in a week.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
God, that would be awesome.
Yep.
God,
new stadium. They're building that area down there to make it into like a beautiful complex, aren't they? I mean,
it's going to be
just
a
reopened the Forum a couple years
It's
ago.
going to be like a complete 180 from Hollywood Park.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when the Lakers were playing there, it was like Laker game, and then everything around it was not that great.
And that's why they got
405 access.
And that's why they got Lake Show.
Yeah, I went to. They opened the first weekend of the reopen of the Forum was an Eagles concert, and the place looks fantastic. They're building it up. All the at the hotel I stayed at, the valet guys, all of them were like, "Oh man, we need a football team here because they're really building this up into like a concert venue, and maybe they can get a sports thing here that would just make this area great. The jobs it would create for the area, it is a no-brainer.
It's going to be a massive development there. I mean, it's it's sports, entertainment, it's everything you could ever want. It's
money.
It's going to be it's just going to be a fantastic thing for the west part of LA.
Yep.
It's going to be it's going to be one of the main destinations, and people are going to see that when they're flying in to LAX. They're going to look down and they're going to see They're going to see that stadium and they're saying, I need to go there.
Yeah. How intimidating is that going to be? A team flying in and be like, God, that's where we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got to go.
Especially with the display that you're going to have on the ceiling of the stadium. It says, hey, the game's here and we're going to kick your ass.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
When we come back, we're going to talk about our favorite LA Rams. Not just St. Louis Rams. There's some of you I love. Greg the Leg, you're my guy. But when we come back, we're going to talk about our favorite LA Rams. I'm Adrian Gonzalez. This is Tom. We're very excited to have you. We'll be right back.